Hi, welcome to Tech Time, where we'll be talking about different tech activities and classes all about technology. Today, we're going to be looking at how to use our ebooks and audio ebooks. We're going to be looking at the website, apps, and everything. So have fun, enjoy, and let us know what you think at the end.
In this video, we'll be looking at how to access our ebooks and audiobooks. Ebooks and audiobooks are accessible through our website and by going to the direct links, and we'll be talking about how to access them in multiple ways. So in this lesson, we will talk about what ebooks and audiobooks are, how to access them, what Overdrive and Libby are, how to read and return your materials, and finally, a frequently asked questions section to go over some questions that you might have. Let's start by talking about what an ebook is. Of course, they are digital books that you can read on pretty much any device that you might have. Uh, Typically, most people like to read on tablets or even their cell phone, but you can also read ebooks from your computer screen. So as you can see, there are multiple ways of reading an ebook, and each of these is a different version of the same book. So the book is Treasure Island. Here it is on a tablet, larger looking screen, smaller Kindle, and even a Nook. So why choose an ebook? Well, the main reason people like to get ebooks is because it's cheaper than a regular book, more portable. Rather than carrying a book around, you can just keep it on your mobile device that you normally carry with you anyway. And especially right now, it can be important because it's something that you can just check out from home without having to leave the house. There are many apps available for ebooks. Amazon has a large selection that you can purchase and download at any time. Nook by Barnes & Noble, and even iBooks for your iPad. That doesn't mean that these are the only ways to access ebooks. The library also has its own way of providing books to you through your device. But before we talk about that, let's look at ebook audiobooks. Just like ebooks, it's an audio version that you can download to your digital device and then listen to it. So technically, you could put it onto your cell phone, and while you're going about doing your chores or just moving around the house, you can be listening to your favorite book. Again, there's many apps that have ebooks, audio ebooks available, and you can find them easily online by doing a search, but you actually don't need to. The library does offer ebooks and audio ebooks through a service that we provide to you through the State Library of New Mexico. So to access it, first of all, a special app is very helpful. Now, you can just use your regular apps, such as the one you get from Amazon on most of your devices, Kindle, and then there are other ebook readers that you can download from your Play Store or from the iTunes Store or any of the stores that you might have available on your device. But for us, we're going to use New Mexico Library to Go, which is where our ebooks come from for the library. What this is a collection of ebooks that have been put together by not just us here at Octavia Flynn Public Library, but also many libraries around New Mexico. It's a consortium of all these libraries combining to put together a nice big pot of different ebooks that you can then check out. And it doesn't matter whether we add the ebook or Taos adds the ebook or whoever it is in the state that's adding the ebook. Anyone who's a part of the consortium through their library has access to the entire collection. So to get access to this collection, you can simply go to New Mexico NM, that's New Mexico.overdrive.org, So again, that's nm.overdrive.com. And this will take you to the state library's website, which has access to New Mexico Library to Go. And before we go there, we're going to look at another way to get to this link in case you want to go through the library's website. So take a look at how to do that. Here's the Octavia Flynn Public Library website, ofpl.online. On the website, we simply look for collections. Once we're on the collection screen, we scroll down. And when you get here, you'll see it says downloadable ebooks and audiobooks. That gives us access to our Overdrive. From here, we can click on Access Overdrive here. And this will take us to nm.overdrive.com, the same website we already discussed. Here at the website, we can now sign in to our library account and then have access to all the different ebooks that are available. So we'll click on the sign in feature here. And now it's going to ask us to put in our library card number and our PIN number. So we're going to enter our library card number. Then our PIN number. Make sure it does say Octavia Flynn Public Library in the top area. And then click sign in. Now, some things to keep in mind: if you have trouble logging in, you may have a problem with your account. If your account is overdue, if you have fines, or if your account is no longer current, then you won't be able to access the ebooks or audio ebooks. So you want to make sure that your account is clear and straight, and you can call us at any time. We'll be happy to assist you in getting that all cleared up. Or if you can't remember your PIN number, we can help you with that as well. Once the information is in, we sign in. And then now we have access to all of the ebooks and audiobooks. Now, as you can see, looking at the books that are on the screen here, the ones that are available say available. The ones that are on a wait list, in other words, you have to place a hold in order to look at them, also will say wait list. And they will also give you the option to place a hold. The ones that are available will allow you to check out by simply clicking the borrow button. You can also search for books if you're not wanting to see what's on the current popularity list. You can simply click the search feature and type in whatever book you're looking for. So maybe you want a James Patterson book. We can type in James Patterson. And then all the titles with James Patterson's name will pop up. Of course, many of them are on a wait list. And then there's some that are available. Also pay attention to the little icon. This icon tells you that this is an ebook. That means that it's a book that you can download and read. If you see what looks like headphones, that would be an audiobook, something that you have to listen to. You can use the filtering system on the left-hand side here to filter that out to make sure that you only get books that you can read or books that you can listen to. So let's click on the audiobooks and let's see what we can listen to. So here's the headphone showing that this is an audiobook. These are available for download. These are on a wait list. And as you can see, there is a very large collection and even more to discover. can also add other filtering, like subject, if you want a particular, like a mystery or a suspense. You can filter it by Lexile measure. So if you're wanting a book that is at the Lexile level of one of your kids, to make sure that they're reading something at their level, you can click on that and then choose a level. You can also look for text difficulty and any of the other filters that they have here. So let's go back and let's choose a book to check out. So let's take Texas Ranger here by James Patterson, and let's take a closer look at this book. When you click on the title, it brings up a new screen to show you more information about this particular title. Things to keep an eye on: the formats that it's available for. So you can download this on your Kindle if you prefer Kindle. You can read it through the Overdrive app, or you can download it as an EPUB book. It also gives you a rating, gives you the opportunity to read a sample. You can add it to your wish list if you want to read it later, but you're not wanting to check this out right now. You can read the description of the book below. Look at more details such as the ISBN number. You can even read reviews. Once you've decided that this is definitely the book that you want to check out, you simply click on the borrow, and then it'll take you to this screen, which allows you to decide, do you want to borrow this book? It does tell you you will borrow it for 14 days. Now, there is a little drop down arrow here because you can choose less time, or in this case right now, an extended time. This is not always available for 21 days. Typically it's 7 or 14. Now, I'm not going to borrow this book just yet. We're going to come back to this screen. Here we have the same kind of information. We see that it's an ebook, who the author is, and we can look for more books by this author by clicking here. We can also click on the 3 little dots, which means more, and it will give us the same kind of information that we were already looking at on the other screen, except we can go directly to the information. Or we can add it to our list, or we can just borrow it directly from this screen without having to go to the next one. So let's go ahead and borrow this book. Once you borrow a book, you now get to decide, am I going to read it now with Kindle? And if you have a Kindle device, you can definitely use this option. This will require you to go to Amazon, sign in with your Amazon account, and then access the ebook where it'll say download library book, and then it will ask you which device you want to download your library book to. If you don't want to read it on a Kindle, and it doesn't have to be a Kindle tablet, it could be just the Kindle app downloaded onto your regular tablet or your regular cell phone. We also have the option in this case to read this in the browser. If I choose this option, it'll bring up the book in my browser and allow me to begin reading. The final option is to just download the book as an EPUB book. So that will make it a file that will download directly into my computer and then allow me to open it just like any other file on my computer and read. For now, let's go ahead and read it in the browser. So here's the book in our browser, and we just click to flip the pages. We can go directly to certain chapters if we want to, or we can just continue clicking to read. And here's the book. I'm going to go ahead and close this tab. Now, another way that we can access our ebooks is through an app. And we'll be talking about the apps in just a moment. Before we do that, let's look at your account. Whenever you download a book or choose a book from New Mexico Library to Go, you can access it by clicking on this button, which looks like a bunch of books on a bookshelf. This will show you your current account. So this is the book that we've just checked out. It's showing me all the details, giving me my options to go ahead and read in the browser or read in Kindle. It also gives me the opportunity to return this if I'm done reading it. From the screen, I can also look at any holds I may have, items I've put into my wish list. If I've rated any titles, which you can rate anything that you check out, it'll show you here. If you've made any recommendations, it'll show here. Any items that you have checked out in the past will be listed under history. So if you want to go back and see, did I read this already? You can go to your history and check that out. You can also go to your settings and default how long you get to check items out for. Ebooks, audiobooks, and there are a few videos that you can also look at. So everything on this screen is customizable. Which audience you prefer, if you prefer it to be Kindle, and then how you want it displayed. You can access the same information under My Account, which also has our Sign Out button. When you're finished, you definitely want to sign out. Now that you've had a chance to see what it's like to access New Mexico Library to Go through the library's website, let's take a step back and talk about two apps, Overdrive and Libby. Both of these apps are provided by the same company, and overall they are almost identical. There's a few minor technical differences between the two, and mostly it's ease of access. Meet Libby. Again, Libby is an app that is provided by the same company that gives us Overdrive. She's just a easier to use app. In fact, I highly recommend Libby for anyone who's just jumping into this for the first time, a beginner, or even if you just enjoy ebooks and you just want an easier way to find them. Libby is definitely going to be the app for you. To find Libby, we can go to the website meetlibbyapp.com, meet.libbyapp.com, and at this website we'll be able to take a little preview of what it's like to use Libby. Overdrive and Libby are both apps that you can download onto your device through your App Store. You just simply open up your App Store, whether it be Google Play or the Apple Store or Windows App Store, whatever it is, you just simply search for Overdrive or search for Libby, and it'll bring up the app for you to download onto your device. Accessing the Mexico Libraries to Go through the app is very easy. In fact, it's almost easier than going through the website as we just did. For right now, we're going to focus on Libby. Now, Libby, as you can see, is built by Overdrive. So, Libby and Overdrive are like twins. Maybe a better comparison would be to say that they're like sisters. Overdrive being the older sister who has a little bit more experience, and then Libby being the younger sister. What's great about Libby is you can learn how to use her simply by going to the Meet Libby website. When you get to Meet Libby, there's information that tells you more about reading ebooks and audiobooks through this app, and this little phone on the screen will actually let you try it out. So let's click the try button and take a look. When you download the app on your phone, this is what you'll see once you open it up. This is an exact duplication of what you see on your phone. Now normally it will ask you to sign in to your account, and then it will show you what you have available, what you can check out. You'll notice that the screen is very similar to what you saw on the New Mexico Libraries to Go website. Now when you first sign into the app, you will have to put in your library card and your PIN number and choose the library. Once you have that, you'll be taken to this screen. Now you can also add more libraries if you have memberships in other libraries that have other ebooks available. Our current one with New Mexico Libraries to Go has 37 branches attached to it. That's how many libraries are contributing to our consortium of books. So let's take a look at some titles. By clicking on Library, it brings us to the New Mexico Libraries to Go screen, where you'll see some of the similar books that were on the website are now showing up here. Let's click on one. So this is A Raisin in the Sun, and it does give us the option to borrow, read a sample. Here's information about the book. Also letting us know how we can access the book. So let's borrow this book. It's going to confirm our library card. It'll show your library card number here, how many loans you have checked out. Currently, you can check out up to 10 items through New Mexico Libraries to Go. Normally it's 4 items. It's been increased to help with the current situation. And you can have up to 4 items on hold at a time. So let's go ahead and borrow this book. And now here's the book. We can open the book and begin reading it right here in our app, or we can go back to keep browsing and look for more books, or go back to our bookshelf and see what books we have checked out. Let's go ahead and open the book and take a look. So our first choice is, do we want to send this to read in our Kindle devices? If you have Kindle, you can. Or if you just want to read it through the Libby app, which I recommend, you can just click Libby. So by clicking, it'll progress and keep taking you further into the book. Of course, on your device, you'd just be touching the screen and That'll allow you to turn the page. So we are reading this book. When we're done, we just simply click on the X. We simply click, the screen comes back up, and now we can go back. And since we're finished using our Play app, now we'll click the X. So as you can see, using Libby is very simple. Now let's talk about a few more things. Okay, so what happens when you're done reading an ebook? Well, there's a few things that you can do. Of course, you could do nothing, because ebooks are automatically returned on the due date. That means that you don't have to worry about late fees or fines or trying to figure out where the app is or where the ebook is located so you can return it. You don't have to worry about any of that. You can just wait for the due date. Remember, it's 2 weeks, and then it's returned. If you want to return it, which would be nice, that way it becomes available for somebody else to read, you can go into the app, find it in the shelf section, and then just simply return it from there. Now, when an item is returned, it means that it is no longer accessible on your device. So if you wait for it to be automatically returned and then try to go back to the document on your device, it won't be accessible. You might still see it, but you won't be able to open it. So if the file is still there by chance, you will need to delete it from your device. So here are some frequently asked questions. Can I reserve ebooks? The answer is yes. You can reserve an ebook. You simply go to the ebook that you wish to have, and if it's checked out to somebody else, you put a hold on it just like you would a library book here in the library, and when it becomes available, you'll be notified, and then you can download the book and enjoy it. Can I renew an ebook for a longer time? Well, no. There is no way to renew items using our ebook system. However, if it's still available and nobody else has put it on hold, you can recheck it out and you'll get it for another 2 weeks. Do I have to have a portable device? No, not necessarily. Of course, it's meant to be used on, say, a tablet or your cell phone and works really well. But you can still access your ebooks by going to the New Mexico Libraries to Go website, opening up your account, finding the book that you would like to read, and in most cases, you can read it through your browser or download it to your computer and read it there. How do I find my files? Well, if you downloaded it to your computer, it will download as either an EPUB file or a PDF file. Whichever format is available, that's what will be downloaded to your computer. Then you go to wherever the file was downloaded, typically in the download folder, and open it up, and then you should be able to access it freely. Now, keep in mind that if you do have any other questions about using ebooks or audio ebooks, please feel free to ask your question in the comment section below. Feel free to call the library, ask your questions there, or even contact us online. We do have the ability to respond to questions and let you know how to do something or walk you through. And yes, I am available to answer your questions as well. So, just to review, in this lesson, we learned about the following. We talked about what ebooks and audio ebooks are. We discussed how to access them, either online through New Mexico Libraries to Go, or using one of our apps, Overdrive or Libby. We also talked about being able to read your ebooks on different devices, and then the easiest way to return it. And finally, we went over some frequently asked questions to discuss things like, can you put them on hold? And can you renew? So that is the end of our class today. Again, if you have questions, let us know. Please continue to look for more content coming from the library. We have classes for the kids showing art projects. We have story time daily. We have tech shorts showing short little ins and outs and tidbits on technology. And we also have other programming coming soon. So keep an eye on here. Please feel free to like, share, comment, and we'll talk to you next time.